Climate change science has been in the news recently with the visit of sceptic Lord Christopher Monckton. His views on the issue were countered last week by University of Otago academic Daniel Kingston. Dr. Jock Allison is here with us tonight with his thoughts on the matter. Good evening, Dr. Allison.
Good evening.
Tell us about your role in Lord Monckton's visit.
Well, I organised a lunch at the Savoy for 140 odd people and just organised the lecture at the university in the evening.
Now, you're a member of the New Zealand Climate Science Coalition. Can you tell us a bit about that organisation?
Well, it's a relatively loose collection of scientists, engineers, lawyers and others who are interested in the topic, interested in looking at the data and keeping up with the interpretation of that data, and concerned that governments, including ours and local government, are wasting a hell of a lot of money.
And what's your area of expertise in the climate change area?
I've got an agricultural science background. I have three science degrees. I was a research director. I was at Invermay in charge of 45 odd scientists in a whole range of disciplines, biological, plant, soils, etc., etc.
And what is your view on climate change?
Well, the climate changes all the time, doesn't it? No doubt about that. The levels of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere are increasing. We agree totally with that. It has a small effect on warming, but only a small effect. Increased carbon dioxide is in fact extremely good for food production. We get a lot of silly people calling it a pollutant. It's a major plant food, so it's good. The globe hasn't warmed in 17, 18 years. The atmosphere hasn't warmed in about 23 years. The British Met Service, which was a very warmist, inverted commas, organisation, have now come out and said they think it won't warm for another 5. Some people think it'll be 2 or 3 decades. Some think we're at the start of a mini ice age. I mean, we don't really know, but we're sure as hell not warming at an alarming rate.
Now, you've described the science in the past as a scam. Do you feel perhaps that scientists who work in the area are not intelligent enough to understand what you and other sceptics are saying?
I don't think it's got anything to do with intelligence at all. The scam to which I referred was what's known as the hockey stick, where a group of scientists in the US and in the UK came up with a graph where, virtually in the stroke of a pen, they got rid of the medieval warm period when it was 1,000 to 1,300. As warmer than now. They got rid of the mini ice age, and they got very dramatically high rate of warming now, which is simply not happening. So nothing to do with intelligence. It's about government policy and money.
And speaking of the government, we've got organisations from the United Nations to the New Zealand government who believe in climate change. Why do you think they're accepting of that?
Well, it all started off really in Rio 92, Agenda 21, when 170 odd countries signed up to an agenda which said we had dangerous human-induced global warming. And we've had lots of climate modellers and lots of people studying every aspect of science which say it's warming at a dangerous rate, which is simply not.
And Lord Monckton got plenty of attention from the media during his visit here. What did you make of it?
He's a very interesting fellow, very flamboyant, but incredibly knowledgeable. I mean, Monckton has got more than 100 articles written on climate change. He is touted as having no scientific capabilities at all. He is a very competent mathematician, and last time I looked, that was in the Faculty of Science at the University of Otago. And its dean, Keith Hunter, says that Monckton has got no capability. He is a very, very capable gentleman. He looks at the data and talks about the data. All the critics try and denigrate him and attack the person.
Dr. Jock Allison, thanks very much for your time and for your views.
Thank you very much.